Ooh. Hello. Da-da-da. Can you guys hear me okay? Give me 1 second. Because I need it. Hold on. Oh, that glare is bad.
Are you excited for your room?
Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty, I'm just gonna wait for some more people to linger. Trying. I hope you guys are doing well. Thank you for who is here. Screen. Can you guys, is the volume okay? Studio. For some reason, I cannot see the chat box. I'm not sure why. So sorry. Alrighty, I'll give people a few more minutes because I'm Hispanic and I run late sometimes. So I get it. All right. Okay, I do not know why I cannot see the chat thing on my YouTube. If somebody has my cell, please text me. And I know I set it up correctly. Oh, I know what I need to do. Give me a second, guys.
Stop swinging, Bert.
This is my first time doing something like this, so I appreciate your patience. Um,
Hey. What?
okay. I wonder if now I can maybe see.
Oh. It's for lacrosse. Yeah.
I'm actually gonna, oh wait, maybe I can do that here. Okay, that's saved. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna end this stream and start another one because I think I had to refresh my settings. So please hold.
She said, please hold. To restrain.
Okay, I'm gonna, I don't know if I should end my stream. Okay. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, I'm sorry. The chat, I didn't know about a feature, so I don't have the chat. If I end this stream now, then I'd have to like do a whole other one, and it's a part of growing pains. So okay, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and start. I want to thank you guys for being here. This is really amazing. This is, like I said, my first time doing a YouTube live. And I was supposed to do this same masterclass, I think in August or September. I don't remember. But as you know, my dad passed away, and I just have not mustered up the courage or just, it's been rough. So I'm doing it. I had a prayer over all of you guys, your families, whoever is in attendance. And it's a way of me honoring my dad. And here we go. So, again, I'm sorry about the chat feature. I really am. If you want to email me your questions, you can do so at cheers to health rn at gmail.com, or you should be able to comment somewhere on this video and I will get back to you. I do hope that I'm able to answer all of your questions during this. And I just like to preface, we all start somewhere in our health journey. Our health journey is, we never arrive at a destination. It is ongoing depending what's going on with life. In my personal story, it's been a very big pivot, but that's unfortunately how life is sometimes. And if you are out there struggling with something, please know I'm in your corner. I am here to pray for you. I'm here to guide you in any sort of way because I was in that position many years ago. So I'm going to do a presentation because for my visual, I need to see pictures, Christina. I just can't hear what you're saying. I got you. Don't worry. So I'm going to share my screen with you. I'm going to start a presentation. So, okay, here we go. Hold on one second because I gotta get to the beginning. And alrighty. Okay. Okay, you guys can see that. So, okay, here we go. So, this is going to be grocery shopping made easy. The grocery store is a wonderful place. It feeds our family. It provides us with multiple choices of how to feed our family. And oh my gosh, I have a craving for this. You're going to go to the store and get it. All right. So this is presented by me. I'm Christina Moreira. I am a nurse and a nutritional therapy practitioner. And my business is called Cheers to Health. So, a little bit about me, if you guys do not know, I do have my bachelor's of science in nursing, and NTP is nutritional therapy practitioner. That term is not really heard of so much, but I do want to make it mainstream. We learn a lot about how the body functions and dysfunctions, and it really was such a beautiful learning experience. My nursing background, I've been a nurse for over 17 years, mainly working with pediatrics and hematology, oncology, bone marrow. I'm a mom of two teenage boys, and they still give me a hard time about eating all the things and why do we have to do this and red light for a whole other subject. So, moms, I see you. I get you. If you have grandchildren, same thing. I am extremely passionate about holistic health, working at the bedside in Western medicine. It's just not it. It's a medication for something, then you get a medication for something else. And I'm really more of, well, how can I impact somebody's life into instilling them nutrition, lifestyle, stress? So that is mainly like my whole business. Everything is personalized because really we want to stay out of the hospital. And the best way to do that is through preventive care, holistic care, all that fun stuff. Alrighty, the topics that we're going to cover today are why, Christina, why should I read my food labels? Don't the companies know how to feed me? Unfortunately, they don't. What do I stay away from? Getting your kids involved, which is so important. Where do I find these foods? How do I know what to buy? Good brands to look for. I'm going to cover all of that with you guys. All right. So, first, if this is your first step into taking a hold of your health, maybe you're starting your health journey here in this masterclass, take a deep breath. All right, I needed that. And realize that you're in control of your health and nobody else. Um, Little misconceptions. Oh my gosh, well, because you eat healthy, I can't eat anything. That is not true. There are so many wonderful things that the Lord created for us to eat. And I know you have the best intentions for your family as I did. The problem is that I didn't know what I know now. But here I am, 16 years later with the knowledge that I have to impart on you because maybe you didn't know. And that's okay. That's what this is for. So, why is it important to read food labels? How do ingredients affect our bodies? Mind you, the food that we eat, as you can see, there's peaches here, granola. Food contains vitamins, minerals, fats, carbohydrates, proteins, and all of that feeds your body. So, our skin, our flesh, our brain, our heart, think of your body as one whole organism. And that food that's alive gives to your body. So, if we try to reframe our mindset into, okay, I'm not just going to mindlessly eat, you want to eat intentionally. If you're sending me a text message, I am not going to see it. I'm actually going to hold on. Okay, sorry. Okay, so that is a very important thing because people will say, oh, well, I grew up eating this. My parents used to tell me that. And I just want to put it all out there. I did not grow up in a home eating the way that I feed my children. And it's not my parents' fault. They did the best they could. Now they have changed the way of eating. Even when my dad was alive, he changed a lot when he was eating. My mom is very attentive to what she eats as well. And we had shake and bake. I loved Swiss rolls, Pacific Cooler. We had Hamburger Helper. So, yes, I grew up eating that way. But now, with the knowledge I have, I'm like, okay, not so much. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to allow my kids to not eat Culver's. Like, I have bought them Swiss rolls. I'm like, you guys have to try this. So, there is also, you want to be realistic with this at the same time, because also being too restrictive is also not optimal. That's a different topic. So, just a few facts so you guys can understand how other countries are different than the United States. Is that in Europe, they're allowed to only use a few hundred chemicals, where here they use 10,000 chemicals. So, if you've ever been to Europe, you will notice that the Europeans are slimmer in their physical features, whereas in unfortunately this country, the percentage of obesity has skyrocketed, and even so amongst our youth, which is detrimental. So that means we're going to see heart disease, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes in our youth. And we really do want to try to put a stop to that. And that starts with what's in our kitchen. Basically, what all of this says is the Environmental Working Group is a phenomenal group, and they really highlight what is in our food and even also our personal care products. There's been lots of links between hormone disruption, increased risk of cancer, and you kind of want to stop and think to yourselves, how many women do you know that unfortunately cannot conceive, that people in their 20s and 30s are getting cancer? And cancer is a metabolic disease that brews for a long time. We don't just wham get sick in one day. Disease takes a while to happen. So again, just paying attention to everything, because this really has taken a toll on our health. So, and this just goes to show you, to your left, you're going to see the Pop Tart version, the United States. To your right, you're going to have the UK version. In red, this is from the food babe Vani Hari. She is a whiz at ingredients. I started learning from her. So she highlighted high fructose corn syrup. You do not see that highlighted in the UK version. In red, TBHQ. I believe that's linked to cancer. I'd have to look that up. But caramel color, and we have artificial colors. And red 40, as you guys know, I'm sure have heard, has been linked to ADHD and very hyperactive. And the artificial colors, there's just nothing good about them. They're not going to do anything for your body. And I actually did see a comparison when I went to Canada, the difference between a Sprite. Here they use high fructose corn syrup, there they use cane sugar. So it's pretty wild. So we have to change the way we see food. I kind of touched on this about actually eating a whole meal. And a lot of kids, I know so many parents, oh my gosh, they want a snack, they want a snack. Let's stop to think, okay, what are we actually feeding our kids? Is it actually a meal that's going to keep them full? Having good quality fats and proteins is very important. Quality does matter. We want to know where our food is coming from, because whatever that animal is consuming, or the fish, the seafood, you are consuming it as well, and so are your children. Pasture raised eggs. You guys know I'm a chicken mom. Grass fed beef, wild caught seafood. Our dollar matters, so we can vote with, okay, if we're not going to shop Pepsi products, now you see Olipop, you see Poppy, because now people are starting to be a little bit more awake to that. And at the end of the day, it is our health that takes a toll, and being sick is very costly. So, fun fact about sugar, we should not be consuming no more than 25 grams a day, but just one bottle of Coke has 65 grams of sugar. That's a 20 ounce. And these are the ingredients, as you can read here. It has caffeine. This is the Coca-Cola ingredient. So you're having more than double the intake of sugar, and we wonder why we have blood sugar dysregulation and an epidemic of type 2 diabetes. I am going to actually show you guys a I love Swiss rolls. So I'm going to show you guys a Swiss roll nutrition label. All right, so here we go. So a Swiss roll has 280 calories. So this is when you're buying the box of Swiss rolls, you have the pack, you're going to flip it over, and you're going to look at the nutrition facts. So total amount of fat, we have 12 grams. We have 40 grams of carbohydrates. Those Swiss rolls are like this big. They're not that big, and there's two of them in there. I know because I like to eat them when I was younger. And they have 28 grams of sugar. So just in one Swiss roll alone, you are consuming the amount of sugar you should be having in a day. So when you see stuff like this, and you have to look at the serving size, because this is the serving size for one little pack. So one little pack has 40 grams of carbs and has 28 grams of sugar, 2 grams of protein. And I'm going to scroll down here because we're going to read the ingredients together. Now, we have, of course, sugar is the main ingredient, corn syrup, which those crops are majority genetically modified. We have TBHQ, soybean oils. Those are inflammatory oils. We have soybean oil again. We have some nice preservatives, polysorbate 60, red 40. I don't know why red 40 has to be in there. Natural and artificial flavors. So even this alone, it's just like one of those things you just want to leave on the shelf. And as good as it is, just keep it there. Maybe like once a year or once every other year to eat. So that is a Swiss roll. So I'm just gonna scroll up one more time just so you guys can take a look. So again, one little pack has 12 grams of fat, 40 grams of carbohydrates, 28 grams of sugar. Again, we should be consuming 25 grams of sugar in one day. So bam, all your sugar's gone in your little Swiss roll. And 2 grams of protein. And we have inflammatory oils, we have preservatives, things that are just going to wreck our insides after eating them for a while. All right. So next I'm going to show you, so coffee creamers. I used to buy Coffee Mate many moons ago. I don't anymore because now I know better. Again, this is a learning process. So I'm going to show you a Starbucks creamer. Again, I'm going to share my screen. And here we go. So as you can see here, this is the Starbucks Cinnamon Dolce Inspired. And listen, I used to go to Starbucks when I was working night shift at Jackson Memorial. We would go between 12 and 2 a.m. Like I said, I work night shift. And I would get it like almost all the time until I learned what they put in their ingredients. Now, I do know that the ingredients in these creamers are a bit different than what they actually make like your lattes with. I definitely encourage you go to Starbucks and just search, I don't know, vanilla chai latte and just look at the ingredients and the sugar content. So these are the ingredients. We have non-fat milk. Again, who knows what kind of milk this is? Heavy cream, buttermilk, vegetable oil, inflammatory oil, natural flavors. I'll touch on that in a minute. And gel and gum, that's going to give a consistency of thickness. And that can mess up with some people's guts. So you do want to be careful. So the serving size. So just 1 tablespoon, which is about the size of a large spoon, has 40 calories. It has 6 grams of carbs and 6 grams of sugar. So I know with creamers, we pour generously. We're like, okay, here we go. Or you're adding like 8 packs. Please be mindful of how much you're actually putting in your cup. Or maybe start measuring and maybe you're like, oh my gosh, I had no idea I put 8 tablespoons in my coffee creamer. And then you do the math. That's a lot of sugar. So again, I'm going to stop sharing, but this is just an example of a coffee creamer, and they're going to market it with real cream, with real milk. I would prefer if it was organic and grass-fed, but it's not. And just be mindful of the serving sizes. The serving sizes is where it gets very, very sneaky. Alrighty. So we're going to kind of shift to sugars and kind of stay there because kids' palates are very, they love sugar. And for a reason, because a lot of the products that are marketed to them are very high in sugar. So, this is an ingredient I would love for you to learn about. A sulfame potassium, ACE K. This isn't a lot of stuff that has zero sugar. And if people are wanting to eat better, feel better, a lot of you guys, a lot of stuff that is sugar free has fake sugar. You see right there, it's an artificial sweetener. They have to put something in it to make it sweet. I'm like, for that, just put in the real sugar and let's call it a day. Um, it's in diet drinks. Again, sugar-free products, so please pay attention to that. Um, Again, there are 0-calorie sweeteners, aspartame, sucralose. That is in a lot. Look, Skinny Girl. That's in so many products. I did something on my Instagram story today. Jello was sugar-free, and there's artificial colors, aspartame, sucralose, and I think ACE K. So, and the sad thing about this is that people that are wanting to buy sugar free, they're wanting to lose weight, and oftentimes these sweeteners, like people like, oh, I can't get off a Diet Coke. That's because the ingredients in Diet Coke hook you to want more of it. So we want to stay away from it. If you're taking notes, anything diet, low calorie, sugar free, or reduced sugar. But I always like to encourage you guys to please pick up the label, look at the back. That's going to be the best thing for you, just so you get into the habit of that. Again, I did not do that many years ago. Brands that I am consistent with, I trust, but even then I'm like, oh, let me just look. So definitely get into the habit of doing that, and especially with your children as well. Aspartame, we touched on. It also has been linked to medical conditions, unfortunately, and this is in a lot of shakes, especially there's a lot of like protein shakes that are sugar free. And as you can see, the supporting fact number one, it can affect our hormones, which help regulate metabolism. This is another type of sweetener. It can damage our good gut bacteria, can cause headaches. And I would just encourage you guys to pay attention. If you're eating something, you have a headache, you have instant bloating, you have diarrhea, it could be an ingredient, not so much the food, but what is actually inside the food. We have dextrose, again, another type of sugar. Avoid it. All of these ingredients that I'm discussing, they're not going to be feeding your body well. As you can see, this looks like Fruit Loops. That's going to be loaded with artificial colors, and your kids may just be very hyper for their teacher. And we do want to set our amazing children up for success. Maltodextrin, this is another one. It is a processed starch. It is a thickener. Oh my gosh, I used to eat these chips. So when you eat a sour cream and onion chip, you can feel the heaviness. That's because of this ingredient. It's a hidden form of MSG. Again, affects good gut bacteria. And so many people that I do talk to, their guts are like, man, I'm bloated. I'm constipated. And here you'll find where you will find this ingredient. Natural flavors, like I was discussing in our Starbucks creamer, so they are made from chemicals. When even a few years ago, maybe like 5, 6 years ago, it's like, oh, natural flavors, so it's better than an artificial flavor. Unfortunately, I had to learn that's not true because they are putting chemicals in the drink to make it taste good. So it actually contains 100 ingredients that can range from genetically modified organisms. That's what GMO stands for. And anything genetically modified, you're altering the natural design. And we don't want anything altered in our bodies. And they're found in almost all processed foods. So if you're home and once this live is over, I encourage you to go to your pantries and let me know what you find. Stevia, a lot of people like stevia, and you want to avoid it because this extract is heavily processed. You want to look for whole leaf stevia. I know people are going to be like, well, what about stevia? It's supposed to be healthy. There's different forms of it. So whole leaf stevia is going to be pure in its pure form. So this is found in a lot of drinks, low calorie sweetener, um, artificial flavors. So again, this is in so many things, as we saw with Little Debbie. So it can be made up of up to 100 ingredients, including everything listed here. They are definitely in cereal and candy and drinks. We do have Valentine's Day coming up. I do know that some companies like Yum Earth, they do make some yummy organic treats. If you go to Target, they'll have like a smaller section of snacks that you could buy if your child's school is having a party, or you can opt to just maybe get them like a little notepad or pen, something besides candy. There's always another alternative. Just an idea. Okay, so we're moms and we have lunches to make, right? So, nitrates and nitrites are found in many of our deli meats that we feed our kids every day, that we make ourselves, and even in bacon. It is a type of preservative, and unfortunately, it has been linked to, as you can see, stomach cancer, esophageal cancer is over here, possibly brain and thyroid cancers. And as I mentioned earlier, the rise of cancer is really scary. And I know so many people battling or just got diagnosed, and I really do pray for them. But again, let's take control of our food. Oh, carrageenan. Okay, so this is a thickener. Anytime you have a creamer, a yogurt, something creamy like a non-dairy milks, they're gonna put that ingredient in there, and that has been known to cause a lot of digestive and intestinal issues. Also, ice cream and deli meat. I am pretty sure, yes, it is in True Moo strawberry milk. I do remember looking at the grocery store with my son, and I was having a teaching moment with him. So my kids know carrageenan, like literally put it back. Oh, Bluebell ice cream has it for sure because they bought it and they forgot to look on the back. So avoid this, please. Marketing. I was just talking about Coffee Mate. Okay. So if you go to the store, or maybe you have this in your fridge, and you're like, I can't believe it. So this is how they get you to buy their product. Oh my gosh, it's lactose free. Oh my gosh, it's non dairy. I'm trying to stay away from dairy. Gluten free. Yes, I've been trying to avoid gluten, cholesterol free, but it's going to have a bunch of garbage in it that you do not want. Marketing, just like I said earlier, they market to children Bluey on, let's say, Lucky Charms, on Fruit Loops, on whatever other cereal is popular. They do make better cereals. They do make organic cereals that if you want to feed your kids or if you want to have cereal, there's better alternatives out there. I promise you. We're getting into our artificial color family, and artificial colors are cause major problems. So I did see this in Canada. A pack of M&Ms was called Brilliant Blue. It had it on the label, and it's an official dye from petroleum. We want to avoid it because it crosses the blood-brain barrier in our brain. So it's also also linked to hypersensitivity, and risk of kidney tumors. These are just two examples of what you can find a blue one in, but it is in quite a bit of stuff. Red number 3, known as an animal carcinogen. This was banned from cosmetics, but for some crazy reason, it was still allowed in our food system. So again, maraschino cherries, that will be in there. Let's go to our next color. Red 40. It's an artificial red dye from petroleum. Again, this is the one, if you have a child with ADHD, I implore you to please look through your pantry, look through your medicine cabinet, your toothpaste, your body wash, because they put artificial colors in just about anything. The same thing goes for makeup, lotion, you name it. Again, all the ingredients that I have talked about up to this point has zero nutritional value. And here's a few examples. I used to eat Sour Patch when I was younger in the movies, and the red one was my favorite. We have yellow 5, yellow 6, tartrazine, and sunset yellow are the alternative colors that they were trying to name to think they can outsmart us. Again, linked to hyperactivity in our youth, and we wonder why we have this rampant of ADHD. Sometimes we just need to step back and do an audit of what they're eating. And, maybe they wouldn't need to be on so many medications. So, like I said, marketing here, this is I hope you can see it, okay? This is the M&M packet that has, brilliant blue. It's right there. This is from Canada. And I do want to show you a nicer snack that is a good alternative for you and your kids. We love to eat this, and I'm going to show you it right now. I'm going to share my screen again. Sharing is caring. Okay, so here we have a Paleo Valley grass-fed beef stick. They're delicious. So let's break down this nutrient label, right? So 70 calories in one stick. We have 5 grams of fat. And the fat is going to be from the fatty content of the meat from the cow. We have no carbs. We have no sugars. So great. I'm getting a good fat content, and I'm getting 6 grams of protein in one stick. It's probably the size of like a pretty long pen, and they're delicious. I don't have to question the ingredients, and I will show them to you. So they do make a lot of flavors. Our personal favorites, myself, is the original. I don't know what my other boys like, but as you can see here, grass-fed beef, water, unprocessed sea salts. There's no carrageenan, there's no gums. They actually do have a no list, which is really nice, as you can see there what they do stay away from. So it's companies like the smaller companies are the people that I would rather give my money to, because they actually are conscious and they care and they're selective. They're not just going to throw a bunch of stuff in food, put a bluey on it and call it a day. They're intentionally choosing grass-fed cows. They're intentionally choosing not to have soy in their products, not to have carbs, not to have fillers. So while it is more expensive, you're feeding your body good food that your body, your cells are going to use. So I love that company. And Chomps is also a good one. All right, back to the presentation. So we're going to now shift into seed oils. And I know seed oils have been getting a lot of attention, and they cause good inflammation and not the good kind. So when I like to describe inflammation, people think, oh my gosh, it's bad. But if you really think about it, when you get a cut, when you get hurt, the body is like, oh, we need to repair. So we need pro-inflammation to help our bodies. This kind of seed oils is harming our bodies. So there is a difference. We need good inflammation to help heal us and anti-inflammation to bring it down. But these seed oils are just feeding into our inflammation. Oh, good old canola oil. A lot of restaurants use this. This is everywhere. We used to buy it. And it's very refined. Almost all canola crops are GMO resistant to herbicides, and that's pretty scary. And canola oil is in majority of our foods, especially boxed stuff, processed stuff, maybe like a wishbone, Kraft Italian dressing, or they might use soybean oil. So we want to stay away from this. Corn oil, again, genetically modified. This is what they use to process the food. It is in chips, frozen meals. I used to take frozen meals to work when I was a night shift nurse many moons ago. Microwave popcorn. Again, you guys, there's so much stuff in our food. Cottonseed oil. It is a byproduct of industrial waste from the cotton farming industry, and it is actually the world's dirtiest crop because it's exposed to chemicals and pesticides. So it's found in fries, fried foods, chips, and baked goods. I just touched on soybean oil and I just mentioned Kraft. We want to avoid this at all costs. Again, obesity, heart disease, autoimmune disease. How many people do you know with autoimmune disease? Me. I'm sure all of you guys are raising your hands. I'm sorry, I cannot see you. Again, vegetable oil, salad dressings, like I said, Kraft, Wishbone, definitely. Soups. It has the highest level. So glyphosate, now that it's here, it has been linked to some cancers. So we really need to work on minimizing our exposure to these genetically modified organisms that are being sprayed with pesticides that are harming our health and harming our cells. Enriched and bleached flour, both heavily processed. Synthetic means fake. A lot of synthetic vitamins are put back in. And the same thing with cereals. If you pick up your child's cereal box and it says enrich, they're adding vitamins, and who knows the type of quality. They're probably using the cheapest thing they can, because something that's mass produced, it's usually going to have cheap quality in it. They're also chemically bleached, so we want to stay away from that too. MSG is in soy sauce. I used to love Gwen Benihana. Who loves Gwen Benihana? So good. And I would notice that I would get headaches. So I stopped going, and we don't really eat this in our household at all. But this will be in a lot of like Asian prepared food, Asian restaurants. They use soy sauce, which will have MSG in it. So again, another thing to pay attention to. So I already touched on this, the US and Canada version. So this is the Sprite from the United States, and this is not. So there's no high fructose corn syrup on this one. And I just had to take a picture. These are both from Canada. Okay, so you're a mom, Christina, how do I get my kids involved? So you want to teach your kids how to read food labels, because it is our responsibility at the end of the day to lay a foundation for our children. The habits that they do, they learn from us. The eating habits they do, they learn from us. So my boys now know how to pick up a food label and like, oh no, we can't eat this. Bioengineered ingredients is very sneaky, and that'll be more so at the bottom of. So you have the nutrition label, the nutrition facts, ingredients, and bioengineered will usually be at the bottom. So you can incorporate them to pick out a new fruit, a new vegetable every week, getting them constant exposure. I was a very picky eater. My husband will tell you she didn't eat anything. While that is kind of true, I really did not eat much. I would smell my food before eating it. And I'm like, that smells weird. But now I eat almost anything. Like I touched on earlier, you want to limit snacks and focus on whole foods. So let's say in the morning, eggs, a piece of avocado or a fruit, some overnight oats. That's really good. If your child, I have a son who does not like eggs. I'm like, eat some leftover ground beef and have a fruit with it. So it doesn't always have to be eggs and toast and stuff. It can kind of just be whatever your child is going to eat, but ensuring that it has good nutrients for them to be focused in school all day. So another something that I little came up with: if there are colors on a food product, it stays on the shelf. If it has blue, think no blue for you. Just something fun that they can remember. And at home, you can give them their own snack bin. They can you make it fun. Kids are like, oh, I don't want to change. And I understand it's hard, but especially for like the little ones, maybe like first to fourth grade, they can get a cute bin, put like a monster truck sticker, whatever. And, or for the girls, like little Barbies, and like, okay, this is your bin. Like, what do you want to put? But with, again, healthy snacks. And if you have a child, like you notice that their palate is very sugary, it'll take a little bit of time for their palate to adjust, but I promise you it's going to adjust. My palate has adjusted over the years. So it can happen. And just tell yourself you're doing this for a reason. You're doing this to help minimize disease in your child, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune disease. We want our children not to be on prescription medications unless absolutely medically necessary. Where do you go grocery shopping? There is no place that I have found where I get everything. It doesn't exist. So I will go to Aldi. And Aldi, I am careful though, because the Aldi that I have been to, their garlic's from China. So I just kindly put it back. You just always want to be mindful of where your food is coming from, how far the distance have traveled. You can try to shop for seasonal products too. BJ's is also a great place. Again, always reading your food labels. My favorite really is Costco. Our Costco is 40 minutes, but I will drive and we will stock up on foods that we eat. We're a family of four, so it is just more affordable. I do find Publix to be a little bit expensive. I know people have had the same sentiment that I have. I definitely will take advantage of their BOGO if they have good ones. Again, don't buy something just because it's on sale. Pick up the ingredients. If it has blue, no blue for you. If you're in the Flagler County area, there is a store called Herbal Connections. It is by the Staples, by the bowling alley. It's a small little store, but they really do have good stuff in there. Local farmers markets, wherever you live, you can find a local farmers market, maybe somebody that's baking organic sourdough, local honey. In Volusia County, there is a store I do love to go to if I'm in the area. It's called Love's Whole Foods. They have, it's basically like a miniature Whole Foods, but it's more like small town. I don't think they're much of a chain. They I just never question anything in there because all their stuff is wonderful. Sprouts, I love Sprouts. You can create an account that's free, and you could accrue points. Target has gotten really good with their food selections, and Thrive Market is an online kind of like grocery store that has very clean products. I do utilize that a lot. I get it once a month. Walmart, you guys, Walmart is where it's at. Walmart has really come around the last couple of years, and they have quite a bit of brands. I was like, oh my gosh, no way. So if I have gone with clients to do personal grocery shopping, I love doing that, and it is a really good time. And they're actually surprised that Walmart has what they have. So Whole Foods, of course, is great. It can be a bit expensive. So you just kind of want to shop around to price it out. Again, I do encourage a Costco membership. Even if you're a party of two or three, I think your dollar gets stretched a lot more there at, at Costco. Good food brands. You're like, okay, Christina, you've given me all this information, but what brands? Like, tell me what you buy. Okay, here we go. So, Applegate for deli meat. There is also another brand of organic deli meats. It's like True Food, I think. Sorry, I don't have it on here. For beef sticks, it's a really, if you have an athlete, my kids play sports, I will make sure they either have a protein shake that I love from Just Ingredients, or a Chomps beef stick, or the Paleo Valley beef stick. Chosen Foods is a good brand that makes salad dressings. Jolvio Foods makes really good gluten-free pasta. I have tried other gluten-free brands, and my thing is, if my teenagers like it, my teenager boys like it, your kids will probably like it too. They're very honest. Kettle and Fire is a good band is a good brand for bone broth. Late July makes really good organic tortilla chips. That's one of my husband's favorites. Made Good is a really good brand for back to school snacks. Noble Made makes they make a buffalo chicken dip that I like to have. They also make different types of sauces, which is really nice because, like I said, you want to go and buy something well, and you're just not sure what to do. And a lot of these brands too, their their pricing isn't bad, and then you don't need to really question their ingredients. But again, I do encourage you to pick up the bottle and always just look. Primal Kitchen, I love their buffalo sauce. They also make salad dressings. Siete makes tortillas, salsa, organic chips, seasoning. I love their taco seasoning. Tessemae's also makes salad dressings and marinades. Spindrift is a wonderful, my son loves it. It is sparkling water. The only thing that's in there is carbonated water and the fruit. There's no natural flavors because we used to drink a lot of bubbly, and then learning about natural flavors, we switched to Spindrift. Um, so I do like to put this. This is for educational purposes only. This is not meant to diagnose, cure, treat, prescribe, or any sort of symptoms. If something resonated with you, please reach out to me and message me. I'm happy to help in any way I can. My goal is to empower and educate you to make healthier decisions to help you live a healthier life, but also more so if you have children, instilling those habits, those good habits, those eating habits, a good relationship with food, and just viewing food in a very different way. Again, I'm so sorry that I don't have the question thing opened. So what I did was I made it appropriate for kids, and I guess you can't have a chat uh, with kids. If you guys have if you have Instagram or Facebook, let's do that. Why don't we? I'm gonna log onto my Facebook page and let's do that. Let's have a little chat. Because I did say that I was going to do that with you guys. Give me a second and I'm going to log in. I'm just going to go through my text messages really quickly. Okay, so I'm logged in Facebook. So if somebody on here on the live has any questions, text me. Message me on Instagram or Facebook. I do have my phone open. I actually do want to share this. So, how to connect with me? The best way, honestly, is my cell phone, which is right there. You can just follow me on Facebook, my first and last name. That is literally the easiest thing to do. And my Instagram, I'm very active on Christina's _health corner. I do a lot of reels. If you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about, please let me know. I am very open to everything. I'll just wait in case somebody, I'm just checking my phone. Okay. Does anybody have any questions? Message me on Facebook. Let me make sure. Alrighty. Again, I'm very honest. I'm an open book. So if you guys, again, have any questions, just let me know. I'll wait a few more minutes. If not, I will give you back some of your time. I hope this was informative. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I was very nervous. If there's one thing about me, I'm very honest with how I'm feeling. I don't know all the answers. I don't know everything, but I'm always learning, and this type of work just really humbles me, and I'm just so blessed to do this, and this is really my passion. This is where change happens, is by incorporating these little things into your life. This is maybe how you start feeling better. So yeah. I will wait till I'll give it like a minute and a half. Like I said, when this message, you feel free to share this. This will be on my Facebook page. On my YouTube channel once it processes and stuff. Or if you have my cell number, just text me. I am not the type of practitioner to be like, oh my gosh, you can't, reach out to me. That's not how I want to be known for. I'm very accessible. I am happy to serve in any capacity. And if your kids have any questions, I would love to chat with them too. I love talking with kids. They're fun and they like to learn. And if you're a parent, oh my gosh, my child would never. Girl, trust. I was there. Okay. These kids, they eat really well. Again, they're still gonna, kind of battle with me, but the best thing to do is to educate them and for them. And no, peanut oil is not optimal for frying. So sorry. We will find another replacement. I love you, but no. Actually, we should try beef tallow. And my family would like to eat tostones. And I think I told my husband this. I want to try beef tallow for something like that. So we haven't done that yet. He just got a deep fryer. So, yeah. So peanut oil, it can form inflammation in our bodies, and a lot of it is refined. Again, a lot of this comes to where are you getting it from, but the other oils I talked about, like absolutely not. If you're gonna have it once in a while, like once a month, okay. But I wouldn't encourage you to use it every day. So it's not an oil that you want to use every day. Oh, okay. Thank you, Elena. All right. If nobody has any other questions, I'm going to sign off 5 minutes early. And you guys know how to reach me. So thank you so much. We did it. I did it. Yay. Alrighty, you guys. Good night.